Bitcoin takes 10 minutes to confirm a transaction. Ethereum, about 15 seconds on a good day. Kaspa, try 1 second. And we're not talking about some layer 2 magic trick or centralized shortcut. This is happening at the base layer, while everyone's fighting over the same old blockchain architecture that Satoshi invented back in 2009. Kaspa quietly walked into the room and said, "What if we just didn't do it that way?" And now miners are piling in, exchanges are listing it, and the network's processing thousands of transactions per second in tests. So what's actually going on here? Why is nobody talking about this? What's up, crypto fam? Welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, I break down the projects that actually matter. No hype, no nonsense, just analysis that helps you make smarter decisions. Today we're diving deep into Kaspa and the 5 specific reasons why this blockchain's doing something fundamentally different. Before we get into it, smash that like button, hit subscribe, and turn on notifications because this bull run's getting wild and you don't want to miss what's coming next. Reason number 1. BlockDAG architecture delivers real scalability. Most blockchains rely on a single chain of blocks, which limits how fast they can process transactions. Kaspa uses BlockDAG technology, where blocks get added in parallel instead of waiting in line like obedient little soldiers. Instead of discarding competing blocks, the network keeps them and organizes them using clear rules. This reduces wasted work, increases efficiency, and makes the system genuinely scalable. And here's my take. This is the first time I've seen a project solve the scalability problem without introducing massive centralization risks. They're not throwing validators at the problem. They're not building 17 different layers. They just redesigned how blocks work from the ground up. Kaspa already runs blocks every second, with research showing it can move towards sub-second block times. For users, this means faster confirmations and a network that can handle high activity without choking. Number 2. GHOSTDAG and proof of work create bulletproof security. Now let's talk security because speed means nothing if the network isn't safe. Kaspa combines its unique BlockDAG design with proof of work, the same security model that's kept Bitcoin safe for over a decade. The difference is in how Kaspa organizes blocks. It uses an algorithm called GHOSTDAG, which handles multiple blocks at once while still agreeing on a single transaction history. This keeps the network secure while avoiding the delays of older proof-of-work systems. A blockchain analyst I follow closely pointed out that this combination creates a fascinating balance. You get the security guarantees of proof-of-work, the same model, protecting hundreds of billions in Bitcoin value, but without the bottleneck of single-block processing. And honestly, this is brilliant. Proof-of-work gets criticized for being slow, but the security model itself is bulletproof. Kaspa kept the security, fixed the speed problem, and didn't introduce the centralization risks that plague proof-of-stake networks. That's engineering genius right there. Kaspa also uses its own mining algorithm called kHeavyHash, which was specifically designed to encourage broad participation by miners instead of concentrating power in a few hands. The result is a network that stays secure, decentralized, and resistant to manipulation. Both ASIC and GPU miners can secure the network, which means power stays distributed. No single entity controlling everything behind closed doors. Reason number 3. High throughput and low latency for actual use cases. Speed is everything for any blockchain that wants to support payments or real-world applications. Kaspa's already shown it can process up to 5,584 transactions per second in test environments with block times as fast as 0.1 seconds. Transactions confirm almost instantly, making it practical for microtransactions, gaming, and day-to-day payments. Unlike chains that require extra layers to achieve speed, Kaspa handles this performance directly at the base level, and that's crucial. Most chains promise speed and then quietly admit you need to use a layer 2 solution to actually get it. Kaspa delivers performance where it matters, on the main network. That means developers building on Kaspa don't need to juggle multiple layers, bridge funds, or worry about fragmented liquidity. That long-term ability to manage high demand makes it more adaptable and useful as adoption grows. Imagine trying to buy coffee with Bitcoin and waiting 10 minutes for confirmation. Nobody's doing that. But with Kaspa's 1-second blocks, you could realistically use it for microtransactions, peer-to-peer payments, all the stuff we've been promised for years but never actually worked smoothly. That's not hype. That's utility. Number 4. Fair launch and community development build real trust. One of Kaspa's most attractive qualities is how it started. There was no pre-mine, no early allocations, and no venture capital advantage. The coins were introduced fairly through mining, so everyone had an equal opportunity. That approach built trust among users and miners who know the project wasn't designed to favor insiders. And in a space full of venture capital schemes and insider dumps, this approach is radical. When everyone starts from the same place, the community actually believes in the project. There's no whale lurking in the shadows ready to crash the price with a massive unlock. No team tokens vesting over 5 years while retail holds the bag. Just a community-driven, open-source project where development happens transparently. On top of that, Kaspa's development is open source and community-led. Anyone can view the code, contribute, or propose improvements. This openness helps Kaspa avoid the risks that come when a small group of people control the direction of a project. It also gives the protocol staying power, since improvements come from many contributors, not just one team. A crypto analyst I respect recently broke down Kaspa's growth trajectory and noted that projects with strong mining communities and fair distribution models tend to survive bear markets better than VC-backed tokens. And honestly, that tracks with everything I've seen. Number 5 and the last on the list is growing miner and infrastructure support, signals strength. Kaspa's gained strong support from miners and infrastructure providers, and this is where things get really interesting. The hash rate, which measures the computing power securing the network, has been rising steadily. Multiple mining pools now support KAS, and both ASIC and GPU miners are active in securing the chain. I recently mentioned that when mining infrastructure starts expanding, it's usually a leading indicator of serious adoption. And I agree, miners don't waste resources on networks they don't believe in. They follow profitability and long-term viability, and right now, they're moving toward Kaspa. More miners joining means more security, which means more confidence from investors and users. On the infrastructure side, more exchanges are listing KAS, wallets are adding support, and tracking tools make it easier to monitor the network. This growth in ecosystem support means Kaspa is becoming more reliable and accessible over time. A healthy base of miners and infrastructure partners is essential for any blockchain to survive long-term, and Kaspa's showing solid progress on that front. Now, I'm not saying Kaspa's perfect. No project is. The network's still relatively young, launched in late 2021, so it hasn't faced the stress tests that Bitcoin and Ethereum have endured over a decade. There's always risk when a project uses novel technology. Bugs can emerge, unforeseen attack vectors might appear, and market sentiment can turn on a dime. But from a technical standpoint, the fundamentals are solid. The architecture makes sense, the security model is proven, and the community's engaged. Alright, that's the full breakdown on Kaspa's 5 reasons: BlockDAG architecture for scalability, GHOSTDAG and proof of work for security, high throughput for real use, fair launch for trust, and growing miner support for reliability. If you found this analysis valuable, do me a favor, hit that like button, drop a comment with your thoughts on KAS, and subscribe if you haven't already. I've got more deep dives coming on projects that are actually building, not just hyping, so stick around. Check out my other videos on altcoins making moves this cycle, and I'll catch you in the next one. Stay smart, stay safe, and keep stacking. Quick reminder before you go, cryptocurrency is highly volatile and risky. Everything in this video is for educational and entertainment purposes only, not financial advice. Always do your own research, never invest more than you can afford to lose, and consult with a licensed financial advisor before making any investment decisions. The crypto market can turn fast, so manage your risk accordingly. Alright, see you next time.